This little light of mine, it's like my peace of mind. Even when I'm in the dark, still gotta let me shine, let me fly. My mind's got wings on it, got a blue, got a brown, got a pink on it. My neck girl's got a sick wallet. I splash cash and I drink solid. Woo!
Hi guys, right, just cracking on with this RS4. What I've done is I've just spent a bit of time. It was 2 miles too low at the front, so I've adjusted where the shocks sit. Now I just went all the way up. It's actually sitting front high, but at least it won't catch at the front when it's going over things. So I've got to adjust the back as well, but it's gave quite a bit more clearance at the front. So I've moved that shock, has gone as low down on the collar as it'll go, and I've moved them in at the bottom as well. So that's pretty much as high as it'll go. But you put the body on, and what you end up with, find the body post. It doesn't look strange, it just looks a bit higher at the front, but the actual amount of ground clearance it's got now, it will actually go over bumps, which is what I wanted it to do. It's a bit tail low, but I can just pump the back up a bit. It actually doesn't look bad either. I mean, it's a stance thing at the end of the day. We'll get into that in real cars. It's just what the stance is like, and I think it looks alright. It looks a bit front high, but it's not enough to worry about. It's only a tiny bit, and I'd say on a real car that'd be the difference between having about half, I don't know, 20mm difference front and back. It's not much scale wise, but the difference it gives in actual clearance at the front is massive. That was sitting about there before. So yeah, I've done that. Just cracked on and did that. And I've just kind of jerry-rigged this up at the moment, but what I need to do now is properly get this in, and I can't go any further really without changing this motor. So it's been the first time I've done this. So from what I can gather, I'll take this pinion cover off. I'm hoping it's only one screw because I can only see one. How do you get this? Just realised, sorry, I stopped dead then because I just realised that's one cover for that. I actually don't know how you get that off. I'm not going to take the motor off without taking that whole thing off, but I know that's a separate part, this small part. I don't know if it just comes off now. Screwed on underneath. Oh there, looks like we're onto the manual again. Yeah, I think that's screwed on underneath. I don't. Try not to rant about RTI instructions, I hate the damn things. Right, according to this, there is one. So look at that, I'm just taking that out, the one bolt. There's one bolt holding that cover on, so it should come off. Should be ready to come off now. Okay. How do I get it off? How the hell do I get it off? Well, for now, I don't want to do this every time, but I've got to take the motor off anyway, so I'm going to slacken off the motor and see if it comes off that way. Blimey. That is some seriously tight screws in there. I nearly broke my wrench then undoing these motor mount screws. I don't know whether I could just take the motor mount off altogether and then do it that way, I'm not really sure. But this is the way you'd move the motor backwards and forwards. And I don't really understand how this works, so I need to see it to understand it really. Not very loose at all. Alright, okay, yeah, loose enough to come off. There's a motor mount. There's a motor. So why didn't this come off then? Oh, it does. Just no way of getting it off without taking it off. Right, well, you wouldn't want to take that off every time. Let's just look at how this meshes back up. That's where I'm in a bit confused. I don't know how it meshes. I want to just forget about where I'm at now, just put it on the brushless one and crack on. I mess about forever trying to see how the original one fitted, but I might as well bolt it up, see how I get on with this one. And the thing is, you need to check where your wires are going to come out. And with this fixed in place, you're actually pre-setting where you're going to end up with the pinion. And I'm not exactly sure how this, right, okay. Oh, I can see why people don't like this motor mount. Yeah, that's not a very nice system. I've seen people really complain about these motor mounts, and I've been trying to understand why, but yeah, this is not a super cool way of mounting it. Right. I've got another pinion around a bit. Right, that's nipped up, so I'm not going to fix it in yet. I'm just going to try this one. Do you know what? That mesh isn't far on. Apparently it's really hard to get a mesh on this, and you need to use a bit of paper, which I've never used before. Right, so that you can't do. So looking at that, it's never going to fit properly unless it's in. In a certain position, just got to find it right about there. Depends whether I want the motor wires to sit there or not. I prefer them over there, I think, so I'd have to spin that round, spin this round. Right, let's just see how that's any better. I want the motor wires to be in a better place. Right, so that's much better. All RC's lined up. Right, that's a better place. You can see that's a better place. You've got the logo in the right place, the motor wires coming out the top. Not going to have any funny issues with them going down the side and everything. So now, pinion wise, I don't have to try this paper trick because you should be able to feel the mesh, but I can't be honest with you. I can see why people are a bit down on this mount. It's a bit hit and miss. Oh. Yeah, I'll hopefully get a metal spur gear for it. I've been looking into it. I think it's Robinson Racing makes spur gears for it. I've got some spare spur gears, and I've got smaller ones and stuff like that, but I just ordered them because they're only about £3 a pop, just in case I stripped them more than anything. Right, let's try and mesh this up then. Now I can normally feel a mesh on a pinion. So I've done that up loads. Can I still move it? I can still move it. At what point will it stop moving? Because that's when I'm going to need to check the mesh. I think it just clamps it. And apparently the biggest problem is people having the spur gear, the mesh too tight, so that's what's stripping it. You basically spin the motor until the mesh is right. It's on a concentric setup. Now you should, without bits of paper, be able to feel how much you've got in the spur gear. It's just a bit, I don't know, because the motor moves. Right, so how tight can I do it before it stops moving? I seem to remember this from back in the day, doing it this way. But I've not had to do it at all like this on any of my other cars because I can just feel it. Right. So I want to be able to do something up so it doesn't move. And these screws have come out so far, they're actually out. Right, so can I still move it? No, it's gone solid there as well. Getting it back out again. I mean, it pivots. It pivots, so that's... I don't like relying on something like this to get it. I want to feel it. I will feel it afterwards, of course, but when it could be, it's miles too loose now. Christ almighty, that's tight. That's miles too tight. Isn't it? It's hardly any giving that. You need to be able to feel it yourself. Right. Yeah, got enough play there, hopefully this will stay. So you just feel it, I don't know, you can hear it. I always mess them up myself. You can hear it. You get a bit of a knock, just enough of a knock. And you know, it's not too tight, but it's in the seat. Yeah, it's basically just a big concentric clamp. Metal one you can always hear because you hear the... Yeah, that's perfect. So after a lot of messing about, that's absolutely perfect. But that was a ton of messing about. Right, well, earlier on I synced up my flight. Oh shit! Oh no, sorry about that. Found a screw there, thought it was important, but for the cover. So earlier on I synced up the FlySky. I synced up the FlySky receiver with the controller. I've literally just tacked the ESC because once I got it going, I was just going to quickly take it out and see if there was anything else I need to do before I finish it off. It's literally just tacked in, but let's fire her up and see what happens. This motor's already been set up on this ESC from a previous car, so we should have dry. It might go backwards. Oh, I don't like that noise. That's a horrible noise. And that suggests it's not meshed right. Making that horrible noise. I did hear somebody say it makes a funny noise so going backwards. Plastic gears, man. I'll get some metal ones. Right. Kitchen test. Oh. That hurt. Right, steering's backwards. There's the steering backwards. Right, first bottle cool, steering's backwards. One way round. So I've had this before. Starting to get used to these FlySkys, are weird things they do. reverse, channel 1, and reverse. I actually have to reverse steering on the controller. I don't know why. It's definitely miles out of centre. Right. What's the trim doing there? Right, only thing I can do with that is take it on a sweet test. Just a quick sweet test. See what it does. Bit of tidying up, but that's ESC, and I think it's going to need a spur gear and pinion changing to make it start really shifting. Oh, it still catches. Yeah, it looks a lot higher. Body's bobbling along. I might try and stiffen it up. Whoa, we lost steering. I bet you that's something stuck in it. I don't want to give it any beans because I don't think it's tracking straight. Oh. Right. I have no idea where the tracking is, so I've just adjusted the suspension. I don't know if that's changed it. It's going fairly straight. They ain't give it full beans, because I don't want to smash it up. It's suddenly come alive though. It's absolutely come alive. It really tank along. I just don't want to hit any curbs. Oh, didn't like that. It's catching badly, that is. Where's it catching? I've hired the front suspension, but not the back. That's hire all of it. Something's actually catching. Feels like it's catching when it shouldn't do. That flex, see that flex? I want to get rid of that as well because that's just not helping bad. Let's stiffen it up a bit. It's amazing how much faster it is. Got something stuck in the steering again. See, look, you can see it. Without that shroud on, it's stuck in the steering. And then you can't run it. Right, test run done. Right, just had a test run in the street, all good, all good. Apart from what I knew was going to happen and actually got a stone stuck in the steering, which just makes the idea I've got with the shroud on it, you know, obviously the right one because it was only out for a few minutes. It absolutely flies, but it's a bit quick to be running with curbs either side on a small street. So what I'm going to do, I've just finished off tidying up the receiver box. As soon as the cable started disappearing, it really started to look tidy. So I'm just going to put the ESC in, and it fits perfectly. I just had it tacked in with a tiny little bit of double-sided tape before. So I'm going to fix this in place, and I'm going to fix the switch. And for now, that's the 3S road car done. My guess is the pinion needs to be bigger and the spur needs to be bigger, but I don't really know. That's just a total guess. Let's have a look at the bottom of this a minute. How big it is. So it's 2 strips of that. This tape, I'll dig out at some point exactly what they call it on Amazon. It's just so brutally sticky. It really is. I was going to get a hot glue gun, but I can't find anything this doesn't stick. And I think I will get a hot glue gun. They're nice and cheap. You can get a portable one, sort of. They're not all the hassle they used to be, but I've got to be honest with you. You buy cheap ones of these double-sided tapes and they're crap. And on top of that, the tops don't come off. You spend half your life messing about trying to get the top off, These are really good. And I just realised if I'm going to do that, stick the switch there. I'll probably hold that there for as long as I need it there. Because the next thing I'm going to do after this is put a 4S one in it. So I'm going to keep going with this until I can't go any further. Really have some fun with it. I've got to say, I just had it out then, it's brilliant fun. Absolutely brilliant fun. And I was testing it, I'm never really in fun kind of mood when I'm testing it. I want to see if it's working and kind of and whatnot, but it was actually great fun as well. Right, is that solid? Yeah, it could have been at the other end really, but I've got no. Right, I mean, you have to make a compromise every now and again. I want the battery wires there, motor wires need tidying up around that point. There's not too much sort of wire to tidy up, just that'll slide down there. In fact, it doesn't really matter if it pokes up, but that's pretty tidy, to be honest with you. Tidy enough, I think. Just move it a little bit, get it bang straight. Once the motor wires are dead flat, yeah. Once they're dead flat, that looks really tidy. The switch, I prefer the switch on this side, on the edge, but I can't have everything the way I want it. I don't think it's going to stay there, if I'm honest. That might be one where a hot glue gun really would have done a better job, but we'll see. Right, now what I've got to try now is something I've been wondering about and just didn't want to try just in case I got disappointed. I want to see if my massive, huge lipos fit in it. 6,000 milliamp ones, and it looks like they do. I don't know what you do with it if you put a big one in, but this is my 1/8 battery, and the last build I did, I got lucky enough to be able to use an absolutely massive lipo in it. I mean, a 6,000 milliamp battery makes a car last for a long time. So if I can get this in here, which it's a tight fit, but I think it's going to go. Quite sure I'm going to get it. Yeah, it might need to slide in with that already. Straps. If anything, the strap's not going to be long enough. I can extend that. No, I can slide it in, I think. Oh, look at that. That is literally, again, second build in a row. These batteries are enormous and it fits again. That's ace. Don't want that in the way of the steering at all, because everything gets jammed in the steering. I can worry about that in a minute. So, don't want that in the way of the steering, put it around the edge. Yeah, that's perfect. Put the battery strap up. That's a tidy setup. So, if that's a really big battery, I don't know if you can tell the difference in size between that one and that one. Massive difference. And it'll run forever on it, and it's also high discharge, so it's 50 to 100 C discharge, so it's going to go better as well. See if I can tell any difference. Don't like that noise. Wouldn't do that when it's rolling. And I just realised doing that, just turn that off, that I haven't put this cover back on. I didn't want to put it back on because I couldn't get the bloody thing back off. I don't know why it was so hard to get off. It's going in on an angle. Oh yeah. Not very good, is it? So I need to cover up. Right. So I'm going to do another speed test, but this time I'm going to run the shroud on it, because oh, look how much came out of it just in one run up and down the street quickly. It's ridiculous. Right, so let's try and get this on nice and quick. I don't want to mess about with it. Once this goes on, I don't want to be taking it on and off all the time. Certain amount of messing about just to get it lined up to start off with, you can't help right. Probably if it's one of those things as well, if you try and go too quick, it just balls it up. Just want to get as close to the front as possible to stop this stones getting in the steering. I haven't tried it yet on a run, so I don't know if it interferes with anything. Hopefully not. Shouldn't do. No, it's sticking very well now. Right. That'll do. That's it. Right. Right then, can I flick it on? Yeah. Steer's alright. Is it moving it? No. There is a gap there though. You can only get rid of so much gap. I don't know where the stones are coming from. Right, we'll go out then. I don't actually know where the body is. No. Right, second 3S light test out in the street. Now it needs a bit of space now. It needs a bit of space to stretch its legs. Right, off we go, let's go and test it. Just for once it'd be nice if there was no one in the street, I could actually run it up and down. People always park there, right. Saturday as well, worst day doing anything. Can't get on the park. Oh, that got the steering stuck again, and that's with the cover on. Whoa, super sensitive steering. I'm going to have to dial it down a bit. It's really, really sensitive. So when you get a bit of speed up, I really don't want to smash this against the curb because it's going to finish the front end off. It's suddenly fun to drive though. Look at that, you drift it about, you can speed it. Go nuts. I'm not overly convinced on the steering though. It's so sharp with a bit of speed to it. Dead twitchy. Feel like in a bit of an open space. It does feel like it's, I don't think it's going straight exactly. Whoa. Oh. The tyres are doing a lot better than I was expecting now. I've ordered all sorts of different tyres. I didn't think these were going to be up to the job. This is ace fun now. This is what I was trying to build. Something that makes you feel like it's going to tear you apart. It's really going to fly when it gets some legs on it. I just haven't got the space. Oh, it's brilliant. Mission accomplished already. Oh, it starts to veer off as it gets some speed up. And I'm a bit nervous. If it gets a stone in it at full speed, I don't know how to steer it. Oh, it's jittery. Steering needs dialing down, so the sensitivity needs dialing down. The controller. Yeah, it needs more space. Right, oh. Hey? Whoa! Yeah, I think this is faster than that. Well, that's what I could call a proper test run that I'm happy with. That's spot on. Absolutely spot on. Little glitch with the steering getting stuck again, but I'm going to have a look underneath. Let's have a look now. I haven't got the camera set up properly, but sod it. Just crack on. I'll have a look now, see if that cover worked. See how much dust we've got. Yeah, the cover's got some muck on it. Look how much muck's inside, I think. Absolutely none. Totally clear in there. Totally clear, motor temps alright. ESC's blowing away, they always do. There's no crud in there at all. That's worked really well. Not convinced something's not getting stuck on the steering linkage. It's not quite straightening up, but it straightens as soon as it moves. Yeah, steering needs dialing down, but yeah, I'll quite be happy with that for well, a couple of hours work really. Brilliant.